KHTS or its ownership.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care, Santa Clarita Hearing Center, and Traditions Home Care Health. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And our in-studio guest this morning is Dr. Ginny Veloz, who is the owner of Santa Clarita Hearing Center. Good morning, and welcome to the Senior Hour.
Thank you. Good morning.
Long time no see.
I know. It feels like forever.
I know it does. Well, Dr. Dorio isn't with us this morning yet. He probably is with a patient and not able to call in, but hopefully he will in a few moments. So, Ginny, what are we talking about today?
Well,
What are we talking about?
I have exciting news.
Oh, you do?
I got my second vaccine last
Ew,
week.
good for you.
I'm fully vaccinated.
Good.
So I'm excited about that. And I'm, through the process of getting my COVID vaccine, I've noticed the difference in the ease of scheduling and the ease of going through the process. When I started, it was you had to look at the website or, online and wait for them to open appointments up. And now it just seems like there's a lot of appointments. It's a lot more, I understand, I think CVS, Walgreens next week, they're offering it at more places, so easier to get.
I had mine, one of my son's employees scheduled mine for me because I couldn't get on. I couldn't get online. I was making phone calls. Nobody had it available. And I thought, what the heck?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 84 years old. I'm supposed to be getting it along with healthcare workers and caregivers. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, one of my son's employees got on. She's computer savvy, and she got on and got me an appointment at Magic Mountain. Mm-hmm. And I had my first one a couple of weeks ago.
Good.
And I'm scheduled for my next one on the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
So far, so good. And I was at Magic Mountain. And actually, I was only there for an hour.
Yeah.
The lines start going, and it's amazing. I've never seen so many moving cars in one place in my entire life.
Right.
It was unbelievable. But we were all going up and down these little hoops,
Yeah. And it moves. The line moves.
Oh.
You will go in and you think, oh, my Lord.
Well, there were 5 different stations
Yeah.
when I was there.
They're doing a fantastic job.
They really are.
Yeah.
I was just amazed. I went there expecting to stay at least 4 hours.
Yeah.
You'd
think when you go in and see all those people, but no, they're really, really good.
And when I left, good heavens, the line was miles long. I mean, it kept going and going
but
and
it
going.
moves. It moves.
It did.
So, yeah.
Yes.
So fully vaccinated in our office. So we're still following CDC guidelines and cleaning and doing all that stuff, but I'm vaccinated. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah,
that
I'm
is
happy about
wonderful.
that.
Oh yes, I'm sure you are. Well, I'll be even more happy when I get my final one.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But
It's a relief.
Well, I'm in good health. I don't plan to get the thing. This
Me neither.
thing.
Me neither.
I tell you.
So, but interesting. I've been watching the information through the audiology blogs and information studies, and there's a few little side effects that can come up with the ears after having the vaccine.
Really?
And after having COVID. So I've heard some people talk about tinnitus or tinnitus after either one. And with the COVID itself, we have seen very few cases, but hearing loss suddenly, boom, in one ear. So really interesting how I think these different variants are starting to show themselves in different ways.
That's interesting because I've spoken to a couple of people who've had their second one, and they said the second one, they had no problems with the first one,
Yeah.
but the second one, they've had diarrhea, they've had violent headaches, aching all over, and I'm thinking, holy cow.
My experience was more along those lines. I had fever, chills,
Really?
body aches, joint pain, but I had Moderna. And I have a feeling the people that I talk to who are getting the Pfizer seem to have less reaction.
Well, I
after
got the
second one.
Pfizer.
I think most people are getting the Pfizer at this point, but it's still worth it. It's still worth it. It lasted a few days, and now I'm fine.
Well, that's good. That's interesting. Well, so you're about the fifth person I've talked to.
Yeah,
Who
I
had
was
a
bad.
reaction.
Yeah.
Now, my neighbors, both of them across the street, they've had no effect at all.
Yeah.
None.
That's-
First shot was just maybe a little sore arm,
Yeah.
but that was it.
Yeah.
I guess it
Good for
affects
them.
different people different ways.
I think so. And I think that's why some people end up asymptomatic with COVID and some people end up in the hospital on a ventilator with COVID. We just don't know who's who and how you react and respond to these vaccines.
That's
I'd
very
be interested to ask Dr. Dorio about it and get his take on what he thinks about it. So hopefully he'll call in.
Yeah, hopefully he will. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
But so
mhm.
the effects of the shots then have caused some hearing problems.
They have. I've heard some more along the lines of tinnitus suddenly.
That's
and
that
then
ringing in the ears.
the ringing in the ears or some kind of buzzing or hissing or some kind of noise. And in some cases with COVID itself, we've seen people lose hearing in one ear suddenly. So I just wanted to remind people that if you have a reaction that comes on suddenly like this, don't let it wait. Please follow up with your physician, get in, be seen, preferably by an audiologist for a hearing test so that we can get that hearing back and see what we can do about the tinnitus as well.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, that's something I've not heard of people suddenly having hearing loss as a result.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting.
Yep. I have read about it. There's people that are seeing it across the country. So, and like I said, it's rare, but I have seen multiple people say, "Oh yeah, I saw that too."
Well, has it lingered for a long, long time, or is it just
It needs to be treated.
needs to be treated?
It will not go away by itself.
How interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I
So-
wonder what in that disease itself causes that. Does anyone have any idea?
No idea. I mean, I would think there's so much that we need to learn about COVID still, but right now we're trying to put the fire out, get
Yeah.
it under control.
Get it
and
under
then
control.
I think we're going to start in the coming years learning a lot about it and the different variants and how it affects different people and things like that.
And how to put a squash on it,
Mm-hmm.
just like we did with the flu. What was it? The Spanish flu or whatever the
Yeah.
kind of flu it was.
1912, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had another siege with the Asian flu.
Mm-hmm.
How many years ago? About 10, 12 years ago was that? 15 years
Yeah.
ago?
I think so.
Yeah, there was the Asian flu.
But not
Right.
like this.
No,
This has been
this has been a bad
terrible.
one.
Yeah.
It really has.
Yeah.
Especially for the elderly. They seem to be more affected by it because of, immune system problems. I think
Yeah.
that may have a lot to do with it.
And comorbidities, I think, that we can get as we get older, maybe.
Of what?
Comorbidities, diabetes or
Oh, okay.
lung issues. I don't know.
That's interesting.
I don't know, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at.
Isn't it amazing?
Yes.
We never know what life is going to bring us, do we? And I thank the dear Lord that I'm in good health. I do have a challenged immune system, but I've had that my entire life. And I beat cancer when I was 75. Yoo-hoo!
Yeah, that's great.
4th stage.
That's amazing.
And no, that was quite something. Who
And
would have thought?
And your hearing is good.
Oh, yeah, my hearing is very good. I have no problems with hearing. I never have had. If
That's
anything,
good.
I hear too much.
I'm sure your children are thrilled about that.
And grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
So I know a lot of people, though, don't have great hearing.
No, that's very true.
And I know that some people may be in a position where they're struggling with their hearing. Their family is sort of getting on them about going in and getting their hearing checked. Where to start? I mean, as soon as you open that Pandora's box, you got all kinds of stuff coming out at you. There's so many different ads that you see, commercials that you see, different kinds of providers that can help you get a hearing aid. There's different facilities, so many different kinds of technology, and Bluetooth and computers and telehealth and this and that. And I mean, where do you even start? And it can be very, very confusing.
Oh, yes.
Very confusing. And, when you're in that position, you need somebody to help you sift through, all of the information for what you need.
You do. You need a professional, someone who has been through the schooling, has been through everything that helps them help someone else. It really does. It makes a big difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, and so recently I was looking through and talking to people, like I said, on the blogs throughout the country about advertising and things that they're seeing, because advertising is changing lately. You're seeing lots of different kinds of free this, free that, and when you're in a position with your hearing and you're talking about spending money, I don't know that free this and free that is what you want. You want somebody who's going to have the knowledge, that doesn't need to offer you and throw free things at you. The most interesting one that I heard of was a provider who ran an ad around 4th of July and was advertising no tax for this Happy Birthday America, no tax on your hearing aids. Come in, make an appointment for this great deal. So if you start thinking about how much money you could save, I mean, that's several $100s, tax free on these hearing aids. But what you need to know is that hearing aids are a non-taxable item, and you will never be charged tax on a medical device such as hearing aids. So it's really not a big special, and these are the confusing things as a consumer you need to look out for.
That's very interesting. I've never heard that before.
I know, it's people get very, what's the word I'm looking for?
I know what you're looking for. I can't think of it. Creative. There
They
you
get
go.
very creative and trying to be different and try to catch a consumer's eye.
That's right.
And for me, my mom is at that age group that she's being targeted for this stuff, and I don't like it.
No, I get the same thing.
I don't like it, and I won't do it.
Exactly same thing. Yeah, I know. I'm so glad to hear you say that, because the telephone calls, well, you can get a free this and you can get a free that and da 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 da. And I had a call like that this morning on getting a certain type of insurance that I don't have to pay for, but I get everything. Hearing, dental,
Yeah.
the whole shooting match. And
You gotta be careful,
well, what
you
was
don't-
interesting, I was playing along with him.
Oh gosh.
I love to do that, and I shouldn't do that. But I get so sick and tired of people trying to scam people, and that's what they're
I know.
doing. And I'm
I know.
thinking, oh, and my daughter gets all over me. She says, Mom, you shouldn't do that, because she'll hear me when she comes to visit, and I'll be talking on just, pulling them along, and oh yeah, and
Yeah.
that's not very nice of me, I know, but I get to a point where stop it, please.
Yeah,
I'm not stupid, and other people aren't, but they get talked into it, especially seniors.
especially seniors.
Yes.
And that's why people use these advertising tactics towards the seniors. And,
They're targets. We're targets. We really are.
and I've been told, you want to bring people through your door, this is what you need to do. And I've chosen not to do it because I don't believe in it.
No, and
So,
thank goodness you don't do that.
yeah, I treat my patients the way I would want my mom treated.
And the way you would want to be treated.
And the way I want honesty, I want ethics, I want good information, and I want somebody to help me sift through the things, and I want somebody to answer the questions for me that I didn't even know I needed to ask.
Yes, I agree. I agree completely. And we need to take a break. And we'll be back in a few moments. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
Consumers Furniture is back open for your business. The safety of our community and our staff, above all, is most important to us. We will provide a safe and clean environment for you to find the perfect piece of furniture for your home. To help you with your purchase, we are offering 25% off your entire order or 24 months same as cash financing. And for our awesome essential workers, we will deliver locally your furniture free of charge. Consumers Furniture is located in the Center Point Shopping Center below Sam's Club and Walmart.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. For a limited time, you can get a queen-size premium MyPillow for the lowest price ever. Regularly $69.98, now only $29.98. MyPillow is patented and adjusts to any sleep position. It's washable and dryable, comes with a 10-year warranty, and 100% made in the USA. I'm also giving you deep discounts on all my MyPillow products, including my bed sheets, mattress toppers, and bath towels. That's $29.98 for a queen-size premium MyPillow and deep discounts on all my MyPillow products. Buy now and I'll extend my 60-day money-back guarantee to March 1st, 2021.
Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KHTS or call 800-973-3927 and use the promo code KHTS. That's 800-973-3927 or go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KHTS.
We salute our veterans who sacrifice for our freedom. Every week, we share an inspirational story of a local veteran on our Hometown Heroes page at hometownstation.com. Thanks to our good friends at Eternal Valley.
I'm Richard Nunnally, General Manager of Eternal Valley Memorial Park and Mortuary. We believe taking care of each other is what community is all about. We're proud to bring you the stories of our hometown heroes.
Eternal Valley, life well celebrated.
Visit hometownstation.com, sponsored by Eternal Valley.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help. They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com, located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And we're speaking with Dr. Ginny Veloz, who is the owner of one of our sponsors, Santa Clarita Hearing Center. And we're talking about hearing loss.
We are, yes.
And how it affects you. And it's interesting because I think men especially don't like to admit that they can't hear. I think it's more a man's problem than it is a woman's problem. I found that with my husband, because he kept saying, "What'd you say? I didn't hear you. Say that again." And I was thinking, wait a minute. Something's not right. I don't make, and he would say, "You're mumbling."
Yeah.
And I don't mumble.
Yeah, yeah. You know, when I first started working in this field about 21 years ago, the majority of our patients were men, you know, and typically the men were the ones that went into the factories and they went out to work, and the men were the ones that went into the military.
Right.
And the men were out, you know, around all of this hazardous noise, and women not so much. And gosh, has that changed? I mean, it's very mixed now, just as many women than men. So yeah, and ages. The ages have dropped so incredibly much.
Gene, are you on?
I sure am.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good.
Fine. How are you?
I am very fine. I'm just had to take care of some patients with some medical problems, of course, and it took too long, but had to do what I had to do. So,
Well, we figured that was probably the reason why you weren't with us, that you were with patients.
Yeah, and actually, I was on the phone with patients, but it was emergency, so had to deal with that. So things are going okay.
Good. Are you staying safe?
Oh yeah,
As safe as you can, visiting your patients.
Well, you know, it's been very limited, and I have got my second vaccine. And Barbara, you're up pretty soon too, right?
On the 18th.
On the 18th.
Yes.
And so that's at Magic Mountain?
That's correct.
Very good. So you got the Pfizer shot?
Yes.
Did you get Pfizer, Dr. Dorio?
I got the Moderna.
Okay, so I got the Moderna as well, and I had my second dose last week. How was your experience with that?
I had no reaction per se, but I did 28 hours afterwards, and I had planned to stay at home. And the first day, 24 hours, I was fine. The next day, I felt fine too, but then my arm started to hurt a little bit more, and I felt feverish, so I took my temperature, and it had gone up to 99, which is unusual for me. 15 minutes later, it was at 100. I took 2 Tylenol, 500 milligrams, laid down to rest for 2 hours, woke up, it was gone. And that was it. How about you? Did you have any reaction to your second Moderna?
I had a lot of reaction to it.
What did you have?
I had fever. I had chills really bad, which I never, ever get fevers or chills, and didn't really know what to do with it because I've never really experienced that. Body aches. My joints, my hands were bothering me. It was like, hard to, and the little numbness in my fingertips. Weird stuff. But it's all better.
How long did it last for?
Probably about 36 hours, I figure, about a day and a half.
Well, so how long did it take before it came on?
Took about 8 hours.
So 8 hours after you got your second shot, you started to get symptoms.
My back started hurting.
It lasted for 36 hours after that?
Yep.
Now, did you take any Tylenol to calm the chills and shakes down, or did you just kind of roll with the symptoms?
I rolled with it because I've never had that, and I didn't know what to do with it. My husband was like, "Did you take the aspirin?" And I go, "No, I didn't know." So he gave me aspirin, and that helped a lot with the fever and the chills.
So
cool. I did that a couple times.
Well, I think, what that says to me is that the first shot gave you antibodies and created antibodies for your body to respond. The second shot is is what we call an antigen again, and will once again stimulate the antibodies again. But from the first shot causes antibodies to go after the second shot. And so it says to me that your first shot worked. And to me, that's important to know that.
So I've noticed that with people I've been talking to, it seems to be a lot less people having reactions to the Pfizer than the Moderna. Have you noticed that?
Have not noticed that. I think it varies. Mm-hmm. And, don't want to put a scare in people, but technology-wise, both of the vaccines are mRNA made differently than how they used to make them in the past. Johnson & Johnson, as well as AstraZeneca and the others that are coming out, those are made in the usual vaccine way. And so the question has to rise, will people have autoimmune type of reactions later down the line with those vaccines? And so the medical community is in discussion concerning this right now. We don't know. We don't know the answer. But I would still highly advise that if you have an opportunity to receive a vaccine, think about taking that opportunity because I have seen illness from people with COVID-19. And when you get sick from COVID-19, it's something you will never wish upon anyone else because it not only is a threat to your life, but even afterwards there's a small percentage, but it is, they say about 20%, you can have residual, and they call them long haulers, who continue to have different kind of symptoms from the initial onset of the COVID infection. So this particular virus is there's a vaccine, one has to weigh their own particulars of health and well-being. One has to weigh the risks and the benefits. But as a clinician, I tell my patients, look things up, know your background, talk to your private medical doctor. If you have hesitancy, that's fine. It's okay to be afraid. But in the long run, you should look very closely at whether you should receive this vaccine or not. And I just think that with it being out there, that it's very easy, no matter what we might try to do in terms of distancing or mask or washing our hands, it's still possible to pick this virus up. And the consequences of it, if you get it and you get a lot of symptoms from it, and especially end up in the hospital, could be dire. So highly consider, for those who might be listening, that you think about and talk to a lot of people and do a lot of research. If you are thinking about not getting it, think about looking at all the aspects of it before you say no.
And with all the symptoms that I had, I would do it again today if I had the chance. I mean, even though I was uncomfortable for a few days, I would do it again. To me, it's that important. I want to protect myself, my family, my patients, and I'm fine now.
Yeah.
It's just a couple days.
That's interesting. And I've talked to people who haven't had any reaction at all.
Me too.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And then some who have had bad reactions, even worse than what you were just talking about, Jenny.
So, do you know why some people are the people who have bad reactions ones that would have had a bad reaction to COVID, and others who have no reaction would have been asymptomatic if they got COVID?
Nope. They don't know enough about the immune system to really discern that and who's going to have a difficult reaction and who's not. I think that we're gathering information and the data now, and we'll be able to discern a little bit better who might have reaction. But for the time being, nah, we don't. We don't have that. And Jenny, there's a lot of questions that are going on, and we just have to keep our ears open, our eyes open, our ability to get the information the best we can, and make the best decision for us and the people around us. And you're being concerned about, of course, family and then the clients that you serve. It's important that we bring that into our decision making. Mm-hmm. So I think answering your question, no, we don't know who's going to have a bad reaction and who's not. Mm-hmm. So it's a difficult. And one of the things I'm doing is I will be getting a blood test to see if I have antibodies or not. I did already look. I had a blood test, and my private physician ordered it, and it was negative. And so I did not have antibodies a week prior to getting my first vaccination shot. Mm-hmm. So now I'm 2 weeks out of getting my second. So I just want to make sure, one, I have antibodies, but two, I'm kind of a guinea pig in this. I'm sure all the companies have been doing this, getting blood from individuals to see how much antibody they make and how long it lasts for. That's going to be a part of our long-term treatment program for us as a nation. But I, as an individual, will be checking. And is it worth it to do that? Probably not. But it's a curiosity for me as a guinea pig to be able to see if I have some immunity to it. I'm a scientist, so not that I want to be a guinea pig in the science, but I think I talked to my private physician about it, and he concurred and said, "Hey, yeah, well, why not?" And so I'm confident in the vaccine.
Well, Dr. Guinea Pig Dorio, we need to take a break.
That sounds good.
We'll be back in a few moments. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
Lots of people can build websites, but there's one Santa Clarita company that specializes in designing websites for your business, Small Dog Creative. The Small Dog Creative team is made up of local designers who are hands-on. Their talented team of experts build premium websites and redefine branding. Small Dog Creative doesn't just build websites. They'll upgrade your business's online presence and turn your business into a powerful online brand. Small Dog Creative, Santa Clarita's most innovative web and design company. SmallDogCreative.com.
There is only one language spoken at Thai Dish, and it sounds something like this.
This is great.
Once people get a taste of Thai dishes, there's really no reason to do any more talking. Make it full of flavor, make it delicious, only at Thai Dishes. Enjoy the atmosphere, love the food. Thai Dishes on Valencia Boulevard for free delivery, 253 Food. That's 253 FOOD.
Consumers Furniture is back open for your business. The safety of our community and our staff, above all, is most important to us. We will provide a safe and clean environment for you to find the perfect piece of furniture for your home. To help you with your purchase, we are offering 25% off your entire order or 24 months same as cash financing. And for our awesome essential workers, we will deliver locally your furniture free of charge. Consumers Furniture is located in the Center Point Shopping Center, below Sam's Club and Walmart.
When a person is diagnosed with a life-limiting illness, the patient and family may become overwhelmed with planning, emotions, questions, and fear. The Traditions Health Hour provides information and guidance to help them navigate through their end-of-life journey. Their goal is to help patients have the best quality of life possible while receiving the care they need in the place they want to be, home. Get your questions answered during the Traditions Health Hour, Wednesdays at noon, right here on KHTS, and live on Facebook at KHTS Radio.
Loss of hearing can affect the quality of life. Santa Clarita Hearing Center can help.
They specialize in both preventative hearing loss and corrective measures, including diagnostic tests, new technology hearing aids, cochlear implants, hearing protection, and tinnitus treatment. They can adjust your current hearing aids or fit you for new ones. Santa Clarita Hearing Center also offers sleep molds, swim molds, and musician monitors. Book an appointment today. Log on to SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com, located on McBean Parkway next to the hospital. That's SantaClaritaHearingCenter.com.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And we're speaking with Dr. Ginny Veloz, who is the owner of the Santa Clarita Hearing Center. And let's continue this very interesting conversation, especially now that we have Dr. Guinea Pig Dorio on. You got stuck with that now.
Well, and I want to make sure that people that are sometimes criticizing the rollout of this vaccine, and there are many, many reasons to criticize, but I will tell you the people in our community, the people in Los Angeles County have done a great job in getting this vaccine out to those vulnerable members of the community who have not been able to get it. And we still have a lot of work to do. And we have to make sure, and we are doing this to make sure that individuals are not falling through the cracks. And how we do that professionally, Jenny, for instance, how we know who might not have access or be able to get transportation or get their loved ones to a vaccination center, we have to work on that. Santa Clarita has done a great job because I know when you look at the county maps, it shows that many of the, if you look at the county map, that many people in Santa Clarita have gotten their vaccinations, more so than anywhere else in the county. But, it applies all over, and we have friends all over the state and all over LA County that will still require, because of their age and their vulnerability, to get a vaccination. So please let us know, especially at the Senior Center, let us know, 254-5554, 259-9444. Please let us know that if you have someone who is out there and not able to get the shot. We need to know that they exist. We are closely working with people at LA County to try to be able to assure that members of our community and communities in LA County are getting their shots. So not an easy task, is it, Jenny, when you talk about, when you look at the patients that you have, getting them into your office and getting them evaluated. It is not easy, is it?
No, it is not.
And why don't you talk about, again, how it affects the hearing?
Well, in the blogs I've been reading, Dr. Dorio, I've seen people reporting tinnitus after the vaccine itself. It's enough that it's caught attention within audiology, and it's also a rare sudden hearing loss after having COVID itself. Very, very rare, but enough that we have, the audiologists are aware of it and we're watching for it. So I was just saying, if that should happen, don't wait on it to get better. You need it, to be seen and evaluated.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that an interesting? I would never have thought that.
It's very interesting, and it's, to a certain degree disturbing, because I've heard, I cannot tell you how many symptoms I have heard related to getting COVID and having the disease, and also a few with getting the vaccine. But still, when you weigh it, getting the disease is so much worse that you just don't want to get the disease, and it's out there. So wherever I go, I'm sure for maybe the rest of my life, I will be wearing a mask and just avoid situations. I wrote an article calling the virus glitter, and I hope that one day we will have a spray that some genius creates that will tell us if there's virus around us, or maybe a canine, a dog that can sniff around and say, oh, it's close by, or this person has it. But we're not there with these solutions right now. So, masks and washing our hands and keeping social distances is going to be the key.
Yep.
Yeah, it sure is.
So,
and is
Jenny,
there going to be a shot once a year for this in the future, do you think?
Oh, I think we will. That's what the testing is all about, Barbara.
Okay.
We're going to be figuring out how often we need a booster and how to put the variants in there. So
instead of getting one flu shot, we're going to get 2 flu shots.
Right. So just going back to Jenny, you're located at 23861 McBean.
Yes, and Suite
and
D14.
you're in Suite D14, and your phone number is
661-388-4135.
4135. That's 661-388-4135. Always a very interesting show, Jenny. Thank you for being on. I know I was only here for part of it, but you're taking care of clients and patients as I am, and we all take care of each other, and that's the important part and thing that we do here in Santa Clarita, isn't it?
Yep, that's right. Absolutely.
Great. Thanks for being on the show. And Barbara, take care of yourself. Be safe. Get your second shot.
I will.
I know you will. We are sponsored by Comfort Keepers In-Home Care and Santa Clarita Hearing Center, as well as Traditions Home and Hospice Care. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.